Good day everyone, my name is Shafira R Pryanto with my student ID 3324060, and I'm going to present my research project for Introduction to English Literature. Here I have table of contents. So first is background of the study, then description of the research object, theoretical framework, table analysis, conclusion, and also the references. My research focuses on how language can actually build equality. We know that language isn't just about communication, it also can shape how people think, connect, and also create a change. In linguistics, one of the important branch of language is morphology, which studies how words are formed and how their parts create meaning. There are two types of morphemes. The first is derivational, which changes a word's meaning or category, like happy to happiness, and also inflectional, which doesn't change the meaning but shows grammar like tense or plural form. In Indonesia itself, English programs usually focus more on text and genres, so morphology is often overlooked. That's why I want to highlight how understanding these small parts of language can help us see how meaning is built more clearly. My mini research is titled Building Equality to Words, a study of inflectional morphemes in Emma Watson's HeForShe speech. So, Emma Watson's UN speech in 2014 is a great example of how language can inspire social change. Through small linguistic choices, like using plural pronouns, for example, we and our, she creates a sense of unity. And by using present tense verbs, she makes the message feel active and more relevant. Even though inflectional morphemes seem small, they actually carry a powerful social and emotional meaning. So, the main point of my study is to show that language isn't just about expressing ourselves, but it's also a tool and also an influence. Even tiny elements of grammar can build a stronger, more inclusive message and also can encourage people to take action. This part of my research looks like the linguistic aspects of Emma Watson's HeForShe speech, especially how she uses inflectional morphemes to strengthen her message about gender equality. So, inflectional morphemes are the small endings in words like s or ed or ing that shows things such as tense, number, and also possessions. In her speech, words like needs, beliefs, and rights help create a feeling of togetherness and inclusion. She also uses plural pronouns like we, our, and phrases like men and women to emphasize unity instead of separation. And this way, she makes it clear that gender equality isn't just a woman issue, but it's something that involves everyone, any gender. What's interesting is how Emma Watson turns what could have been a very political statement into something very personal, motivating, and inspiring. Her language is simple but powerful. It feels honest and easy to relate to. So that's why her message connects well with people from different backgrounds. She also talks about how stereotypes affect both men and women. For example, how men often pressure to hide their emotions, or how girls are sometimes being called bossy for showing leadership. And these examples sounds real because they reflect everyday experiences of many people can relate to. So overall, using careful and inclusive languages, Emma Watson makes her speech not just informative, but also heartfelt and inspiring. It shows how language, when used thoughtfully, can go beyond just communication. It can bring people to togetherness and inspire a real change in society. In this part is about theoretical framework, and I will explain a bit about the theory behind my research. So morphology is the study of how words are formed and structured. It looks at the smaller part of words that carry meaning, and that's what we call morphemes. A morpheme can be a whole word, like hand, or just a small part of it, like ed or in look. Even though they're small, these parts actually help us understand tense, number, action, like using s for plurals, or ing or ing to show something that it's still happening. By studying morphology, we can see how language structure helps express thoughts and emotions, and why even small words can change an effect of meaning and also clarity. Now focusing on the inflectional morphology, so this part studies how small words ending shows in grammar, like tense, number, or comparison, without changing the meaning of the word. For example, in Emma Watson's HeForShe speech, words like needs, believes, are fighting, and rights are used in inflectional morphemes. These forms makes her message sound more active, more real, and more connected to her audience. So through this framework, my research looks at how these small language details can support her bigger message about unity and gender equality. It shows that even tiny words form can make a speech more emotional and inspiring. This is the table of the inflectional morphology analysis of Emma Watson's HeForShe speech. So there are a total of 110 words containing inflectional morphemes. The most dominant one is the S, which appeared 50 times, or about 45.5% of the total. This includes words like boys, advocates, rights, and parents. The use of plural S emphasize inclusion and togetherness, showing that Emma Watson is talking about groups of people and not individuals. The next is ed, which appeared 29 times, or 26.4%, in words like involved, achieved, and accepted, shows a completed action and giving her speech a strong and reflective tone. Then ing or ing appeared 24 times, or 21.8%, in words like fighting, struggling, uniting. The ing form makes the message feel active and ongoing, showing that the movement of equality is still happening right now. And other morphemes, such as S, ES, and EST, appear less frequently. Each only show a few times. For example, women's, mothers, with S shows possessions. Forces and advocates, with ES, shows plural forms, and biggest, with EST, shows comparison. So even though these appear less often, they still add nuance and emotional weight to her words. But overall, we can see that Emma Watson used inflectional morphemes strategically to build inclusivity and express her action. So even the smaller part of the morphemes can play a big role of making her speech more meaningful. So now it's time to wrap these things up. This research shows how inflectional morphemes can actually shape the tone and emotion in Emma Watson's speech. Even though they're small parts, but they help create a sense of movement, unity, and connection between Emma Watson and also her audience. Through simple words, she can create a powerful change, showing that Emma Watson can move people and inspire action towards equality. So these are some of references that I use on my research, And that is all from my presentation. So thank you.